Listen, I was a good little shoplifter. I'm not proud of it, but I was good. And I don't know if people know, but like food, alarms don't go off. When you steal food, the alarms don't go off. I'm not encouraging people to steal. Don't steal. But I'm saying this is why I always got away with shoplifting. I could hide it well and the alarms didn't go off. But one day I got cocky. I'm a big fan of reading. I love books. I always have. And I got cocky and decided to steal a book from a Sainsbury's. So I had like this rucksack. It was a massive rucksack. And all that was in my rucksack were clothes. Because I didn't have a house I could leave them in. So I had to carry what little clothes I had. I had to carry them everywhere. And I'd put all this food in the bag. And then I was like, yeah, I want to take a book too. So I took like this crime book. I think it was a Peter James book. So I'm going to blame him for this. So I put this Peter James book in my bag. I didn't realise the security guard was already watching me. She later told me, right, wait, let me tell you how she caught me. She chased me. I left the shop. And as soon as I went through the barriers, the alarms went off. I turned to see if anyone was coming up to me, and this big burly security woman was like running at me. For about 2 seconds, I considered running, but then I thought, listen, she's gonna catch me. Like, this woman was fast. She's gonna catch me, and when she catches me, she's gonna knock me over. This is a big, muscly lady. So I didn't even try and run. She grabbed me by the arm and she took me around the back. It was like through these big double doors, like the back of Sainsbury's, the warehousey bit. She didn't touch my bag. She was like, I'm not allowed to touch it. I have to wait for the police. So I'm just sitting there like in silence, like sort of like, okay, I'm in trouble now. Like. I say like a lot. When the police got there, they just took my rucksack and emptied it all out. And all that came out were these clothes, food, and the book. The police were then like, okay, we need to arrest you, but first we need to contact your mum. And I was like, I don't live with my mum. Why do you need to contact her? And long story short, what it was is when you arrest a minor, because I was, you know, still under the age of, well, I was 15, so yeah. When you arrest a minor, obviously it's different to when you arrest an adult, but one of the differences, if you get arrested when you're like 20, when you're released from the police station, you are just released. You're gone. When you arrest a minor, you aren't just allowed to let a minor leave the police station. So if you're interviewing a 15-year-old and decide to release that 15-year-old, you can't just let them out onto the street. They have to have an adult or a guardian come and get them. So they were like, that's why we want to speak to your mum so that she can pick you up from the police station. I was like, okay, good luck with that. I gave them my mum's number. They rung her. She answered straight away. They told her what I'd done and she said, oh dear, that's not good. It's not good she did that. And they were like, okay, yeah, so we're going to arrest her. So can you pick her up? And my mum was just like, no. To this day, my mum swears that the reason she refused to pick me up was because she knew this rule about not releasing minors. She swears by it. She swears, the reason I refused to pick you up, Lauren, is because I knew they wouldn't arrest you if I couldn't pick you up. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if my mum's that smart enough to know that, but let's just believe her. So she'd refused to pick me up. The police then ring social services. Social services refused to pick me up. There's no one who can pick me up. So long story short, the police had to let me go. They couldn't charge me. The shop could, and like I said, the shop banned, they said I was banned from every Sainsbury's. I had to stand there while they had like this camera on the ceiling. And they said like, you need to stand. I had to stand up and they were like, just stare into the camera on the ceiling. And then apparently there was some guy in a room like taking a picture of me to like ban me forever. I've been to Sainsbury's so many times since. I'm pretty sure I went to Sainsbury's the next week and stole from there again. I don't know. Anyway, and the police, they know I don't live with my mum. They know I'm not under social services. And all the police could do, they just helped me pack my bag again. They let me keep some of the food. When they were packing my clothes away, one of the police officers was putting the food in my bag as well. On one hand, I'm real grateful for that. On the other hand, I needed more than that. And then they escorted me out of this Sainsbury's, stayed with me at the bus stop, because there was a bus stop directly outside the shop. They stayed with me at the bus stop until I got on the bus. And then that was it. Now, at the time, I was just thinking, great, I've just got away with this. But in hindsight, that weren't good. That's such a, like, what kind of loophole is that? And here's the ironic thing. So after that, I felt invincible. I thought to myself, I can just steal whenever I want and there's no punishment. I will either get caught and can't get in any trouble for it, or someone will have to actually take responsibility for me. The ironic part is I never got caught again. I never got caught shoplifting again. And I was put in care, I think it was like 3 months later. But that is the story of how I am technically banned from every Sainsbury's in the UK.